Hello everyone, my name is Ante Mamic and I'll present crisis management media coursework about the crisis in Mamic 1860 Football Club. This is content of my presentation. I'll start with the background of the case. Mamic 1860 is one of the oldest German football clubs with big tradition. German clubs operate under 50+1 rule, in which corporation, investor or company can hold over 50% of shares. But however, a majority of voting rights are still in club's members' hands. In 2011, club faced bankruptcy, and Mr. Ismaik, Jordanese investor, took over the club. Now he owns 60% of shares. At the end of last season, club faced a crisis. First, they were relegated from second Bundesliga to third, and a few days after that, they lost the license for third Bundesliga. Consequences of that crisis were enormous. Their CEO and president resigned from the club, and they were forced to cancel the contract with Bayern Munich about Allianz Arena. Club had bad treatment in media before the crisis because several local newspapers withdrawn their accreditations, and consequently Kicker, which is one of the leading football magazines in Germany, announced that they will boycott club's activities. Stakeholders in this case were employees and staff as internal stakeholders, and supporters as externals. They have high interest and high impact. And other stakeholders are Bayern Munich because of Allianz Arena, as mentioned before, other rival teams, media, etc. This is position of crisis manager in Mamic 1860. On the one hand, we have Mr. Ismaik, who was not ready to invest extra money in a project in which he doesn't have a dominant power in decision making. And on the other hand, there are supporters which wanted to remain in this model, but without Mr. Ismaik. And actually, crisis managers work for Mr. Ismaik currently, but they could be moved out of the club by supporters or on the next elections due to 50+1 rule. The club released a press on their official website one day after decision that they lose the license. In that press release, they stated that two shareholders were unable to reach an agreement, and that's why they couldn't receive the required amount of money for the license. And now they are focusing on finding solutions to continue the game operations in the coming season. They used victimage and excuse strategy. Victimage strategy is a strategy in which a crisis manager reminds stakeholders that the organization is a victim of the crisis too. In this case, the club was a victim of a crisis between two shareholders. And in excuse strategy, crisis manager minimizes organizational responsibility by denying intent to do harm and claiming inability to control the events. In this case, they could not control a process and events which caused the crisis. As mentioned before, club used excuse and victimage strategy. And from the other possible strategies, they couldn't use denial strategy because it was too obvious that the crisis happened, that they lost the license, and they couldn't just deny that it didn't happen. And the real question is, should they use the apology strategy? My answer is no, because then it would be in a contradiction to their excuse strategy. Now club communicate with the audience dominantly via social media, and uses every chance to thank to their fans, because they're still with them, they're still supporting the team. In the conclusion part, I have to say that the club used appropriate strategies to reduce tensions, and supporters reacted well. It was the right decision to not to make apologies, and they can come back to their old stadium to connect to their great history. These are references. Thank you.